Arsenal signed midfielder in £75 million transfer as Newcastle surpassed £240 million in player sales this summer. Arsenal have signed Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. Gunners had opening bid rejected before agreeing a £75 million fee. Guimaraes had 2 years remaining on his contract at Newcastle. The 28-year-old told Newcastle he wanted to leave. Newcastle have sold over £240 million worth of talent. The 28-year-old has put pen to paper on a 4-year deal with a further 1-year option. On the move to Arsenal, Guimaraes, who will wear the number 39 shirt with the Gunners, said, "I feel amazing. I'm glad for the opportunity. Since the first time I spoke to Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta, I was excited. I just felt inside of me that I need a new challenge in my life, and I think to be an Arsenal player is going to be an exciting challenge in my life. I'm so excited to join you. I will give you my best, I promise. I'm your warrior. I'll never give up. Hopefully, we can create many good memories together." Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta added, "We are delighted to welcome Bruno Guimaraes to our club. Bruno is a player with a great mentality and great quality, who will bring strong leadership to our squad. With Bruno joining us, we are further strengthening the heart of our team. As we have all seen, Bruno can play as a defensive midfielder and as a box-to-box player. He combines quality with quantity and has provided goals and assists for his team every year. Bruno will allow Mikel to further develop our playing style and will also increase our internal competitiveness, which is essential for maintaining the standards required when we are aiming to win major trophies." Newcastle had been keen to ensure the Brazil international, who had 2 years left on his contract plus a club-held option for a third, stayed at St James Park, but his departure means they have now sold more than £240 million worth of talent this summer. Anthony Gordon joined Barcelona in a £69.3 million deal, and Spurs signed Sandro Tonali for £100 million, while head coach Eddie Howe also left in what has been a turbulent few months at the club. A Newcastle statement said, "The agreed fee represents one of the top 10 highest transfer fees ever received for a player aged 28 or over, and a record fee for a player of his age and position combined." Guimaraes told Newcastle bosses earlier this summer that he wanted to join Arsenal if a suitable offer arrived. Their opening bid was rejected before the deal was agreed. He joined the Magpies in 2022 from Lyon for £40 million and made 195 appearances for the club, scoring 31 goals and winning the Carabao Cup. On his Newcastle departure, Guimaraes said, "This is one of the toughest decisions of my life. When I arrived, the club was in a challenging position, and I am incredibly proud of what we achieved together. I fell in love with this place. I really mean that. From my first day, the supporters, my teammates, Eddie Howe and the staff, and everyone connected with the club made me and my family feel at home. I thank PIF, our chairman Yasser Al-Rumayyan and Jamie Rubin for everything they have done for me and for this football club. I also want to say thank you to David Hopkinson and Ross Wilson for the huge respect to me throughout this process. They did everything they could to keep me at Newcastle, and I am very grateful for our time together. This move is very tough because Newcastle means so much to me, but I wanted to experience something new in my life. I feel ready for a new challenge for myself and my family. I had a very positive conversation with Matthias Jasel, and I leave knowing the club is in very good hands. To the supporters, thank you will never be enough, but I say it with all my heart. I will always be proud to have been part of this club's journey. Thank you for everything." Guimaraes is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, if not the world, and from a position of strength, Arsenal have taken him from Newcastle. Midfield is already an area of the pitch where Arsenal are strong, but Guimaraes' arrival is certainly an upgrade on Christian Norgard, who has joined Everton. Miles Lewis-Skelly was playing incredibly well at the end of last season and started the Champions League final. Martin Zubamendi and Mikel are World Cup winners, and after some rest will be ready to go. There is Martinodegaard and Eberechi for the number 10 position alongside the two potential starters in Declan Rice and Guimaraes. The Brazilian gives Arteta even more options, and it also allows for the possibility for Rice to get a breather in certain games after his exploits last season. It is a world-class midfield, and if Arsenal were not favourites for the title already, they are now. Question marks were being raised over the fee Newcastle wanted for a player who will be 29 in November, but the deal has been done nowhere near the reported £100 million fee that was wanted. At the start of the transfer window, you would have probably said this is a fair fee, but with the last few weeks we have had in the window, with big money spent on midfielders Elliot Anderson and Morgan Rogers, anything under £100 million looks good value. Guimaraes is a little older, but this is Arsenal's strategy. They want to win now. They have signed some younger players, but last summer's deal to sign Victor Gyökeres was to win now. He will not need any time to settle in. He is one of the most consistent Premier League midfielders. Arsenal will not necessarily make money on him in the future, but his arrival should get them closer to winning a first Champions League, and he may help them retain the Premier League title. If they can add a left winger and some star quality in that position, which looks like the last piece of the puzzle, it could be bad news for their title rivals.